Okay, can I just affirm that we are both in it to win it? We're both trying, right?
Yeah.
No, don't do that, EO. That's bad. Max your traces now. Right, do it now. Traces before.
There you
relics.
go.
There it is.
Yeah,
Got it.
you can tell me that. You can tell me that.
Yeah.
Bro.
Sorry that I didn't tell you that. It's my bad. Yeah.
Subscribe!
All right, let's go, man. What's up?
You guys
Wait.
wanted to
Just
call me,
just
what the
before I say
hell?
anything. Sorry. Just before I say anything, I've made it, like I've said it a lot of times. I legitimately have nothing against you. I still think you're great, but it's just this one particular incident in this one particular event. I'm just not too happy with it. But I have nothing personal. That I don't care about anything in the past or whatever. So that, yeah, just to keep it straight.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at you.
Okay. Well, you wanted to say
Yeah,
something?
I'm not mad at you. No, you guys wanted the call.
I
said what I said in chat when we were doing the planning. The original plans for different teams were there, right? We went through all that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I sat there. You went to bed because it was like 1 a.m. your time or something like that, or 3 a.m.
Yep.
So I sat there with the girls and we were practicing Yun Lee for the most part. Then we practiced Clara just in case. When we practiced Clara, we didn't use that team. We didn't have Sparkle, Clara, Silver, and Ho-Oh. We had Ting Yun on the team. And then we had one with Ting Yun and Sparkle because we were going to use that for the team instead. Because we were like, okay, if we do this, we'll grab Robin and we'll grab Ting Yun. Yada, yada, yada. That didn't happen. So the whole draft, even though we drafted as best as we could, the draft was reversed. So it messed up things in general.
The draft was definitely, it was the best. Yeah, we couldn't have done anything. The draft was, it's fine.
And then so after that, or rather before that, when we were practicing Clara, I made it very clear my Clara is 888. Do I need to max her out? And then they said, nah, you're good. If anything, go for the ults and the talent. So I 10-10'd the ults and the talent. Nothing else was said that I needed to do. Silverwolf is already 10. And then Sparkle is already 10, except like 1. She has like 9 on the ult or something like that. So it's 9.5 instead of 10%. Ho-Oh doesn't matter to me. Like, I didn't give a fuck about leveling her up because she does her job as she's supposed to do. So anything beyond that point of like using my materials, because all of that is for facial. All of that is for facial, so I can like do a whole video on her, maxing her out in 1 day, yada yada. So there's no way I'm using all of it just for, I guess, Ho-Oh in this scenario.
I agree. So first of all, your seal was not maxed out. And second of all, Sparkle's 1 level for the ultimate, it's not just 0.5%, because it's by 3 different stacks. So it's effectively 1.5%. And I know this sounds crazy because, oh my god, it's just by 1 or 2%. But that was quite literally the outcome of the match. You missed that HP by that literally less than 1% HP. So that was it. And I completely agree with you. Like, if you don't want to invest in Clara, right, because you have a Yun Li and you're never going to use Clara, I think, you know what, it is what it is. But it does show to me that you were not like that locked into the tournament, despite the fact that you had over like 4,000 stamina. And I'm pretty sure you can build a pretty decent Yun Li without taking too much out of it from like your, sorry, not Yun Li, your facial bank, just to, at least lock in for the tournament. That would have been, a better outcome.
It really just depends on RNG, doesn't it? If I have good RNG, then I don't need the 1,000. If I have bad
but
RNG,
why leave things up to chance?
which I do.
But why leave things up to chance?
I'm not. I have bad RNG. It's been like statistically proven in the game.
I think that is a pretty bad argument, because there are some things that, RNG you can't control, right? You can't win your 50-50. You can't win your red luck. You can't win whether the enemy hits 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's completely out of your control. But at least some things are within your control, and you had the means to control them. You have 4,000 stamina. You could have leveled up the traces, but you choose not to, which is why I'm a little bit upset.
So why don't you just say do that when I asked you guys in the first place?
I mean, first of all, I was in the call, but second of all, it was not just for Clara. It was for all of the other units as well.
Yeah, but I
think
still asked, should I max them out? And the answer was I should be fine.
Okay, let's just take Clara off the table for a second, because I agree, if you don't want to use Clara, fine. But like Sparkle, Huo, and Silverwolf, wouldn't you say that these traces would matter? Especially because they are guaranteed upgrades, and they really don't take that much. It's not like maxing out that trace for any of those units would have costed you like a lot. Because you already
Sparkle
have
I could have done instantly. Yeah, Sparkle I could have done instantly. But all of this stuff is like, I'm asking, should I do blank, blank, and blank? Because this is a team that I normally don't play with. That's the whole reason of like, when we were prepping and you were asking me, what can I use, what can I can't use, what am I comfortable with, yada, yada. The original thing was Acheron. We said, okay, well, they have E2 Acheron. Let's cut that out. And then I think you have E6, so you couldn't use it anyway. So I said, okay, that's the best bet. Then we went from the dual DPS stuff, and so my backup wasn't even Clara, it was Ratio and Topaz, or just Ratio in general. Then they banned that, so I'm like, okay, cool, so we can't use Ratio. So now we defaulted to Clara because they also grab Yun Li. So it was pretty much just like a fuck EO plan for half of the draft. They took out your Daniel, which we already knew, like, we're not really worried about them doing Daniel. We were hoping they took out Daniel because you weren't going to use Daniel anyway. So that was easy enough for that to happen. But then the rest of that was like, all right, take Yun Li, take Ratio. What do we use now? Right? We already banned Acheron. They banned May, or we banned May, something like that. So it was a lot against me in terms of like what I'm already playing on my account. Speed or blitzing, like to build something in that particular time, isn't necessarily something that I'm comfortable doing with characters that I'm not comfortable playing. Claire is not the problem in this scenario. And I understand what you're saying about Sparkle. So I'm not arguing against the maxing out Sparkle Trace thing. That's not really where I'm going with that. Maybe that would have been a 3 cycle for that second run, but I don't see it getting any better than that. Like, I can max it out right now. We can see if it's a 2 cycle, but I don't see it. And like the reason I said for whatchamacallit, I'm not going to say the word. I don't want you to get banned. The D word in the chat. It's because chat likes to do this thing that grinds my fucking gears. They like to talk a lot of shit. None of them back it up. What do we have 2,000 people in the chat, bro. Less than 10 of y'all can back any of this up. None of you can match. None of you were in the tournament. Half of you don't even play PvP. Shut up. Like, I'm not doing this shit. Going back to what I was saying, I'll max everything out except Ho-Oh, and we still can see if I get a 2 cycle or not. Then that would easily tell me, okay, yeah, that matters.
Okay. Just to kind of get everything. First of all, whether chat says like, oh, you should have done this, I think it is just part of being a content creator. Chat would never be in the tournament, and I think as a content creator, it is part and parcel of the job for people to just yap. I mean, like, for example, when I lost in the Warring Waves tournament with Tecton, I couldn't even fucking backflip, and I got clowned on for like 1 week straight. It is what it is, and I wouldn't hold against chat because, I am a content creator. I'm getting paid to play video games, and then I waffled. It's fun, it's great. So I think chat has nothing to do with this. That's the first thing. Second of all, I just really don't think it has anything to do with the drafting and the banning, or even the actual gameplay itself, because all these things, like you mentioned, is not up to us, right? It is up to our opponent. It is up to the enemy's RNG. It is up to what the AI want to do. You can't control that, right? We did the draft the best we could. We had to ban the E2 Acheron. The E2 Firefly would have completely destroyed first half and 0 cycle. It was pretty much the best we got, and there's nothing we could have done. I think there's zero problems with the actual gameplay and the drafting itself. That being said, maybe that Silver Wolf, you pressed ultimate earlier, you could have killed a guy and then we could have gone on 1 cycle. But also, it is still human error, and it is
what part
it
are
is.
you talking about right there? I knew you were saying that earlier, but I don't remember like the part you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about this guy right here. If you see my stream.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, so that is the pretty much
using the ult on the guy.
Yeah, so if you use the ult, the guy would have died.
Okay.
And I'm saying you wouldn't even have to use it if you upgraded any of your offensive traces. I'm not just talking about Clara, because maybe like it's fair, right? You don't want to invest in Clara because you have Yun Li and you never want to use it ever again. Fair. But for like units like Sparkle, Huo, and Silver Wolf, none of them were maxed out, especially the DPS traces. Your Sparkle ultimate, your Silver Wolf's passive as well as your skill, and your Huo's basic attack as well as the ultimate. They're all things that could literally increase the damage output. And we are both, can I just affirm that we are both in it to win it? We're both trying, right?
Yeah.
We are both trying. So it just doesn't click with me why you had like 4,000 over stamina. You could have easily maxed out any of these traces that would have guaranteed a damage increase on a unit that you will still use in the future. In this case, not Clara. All these 3 units you can use them in the future, but you just didn't do it. So I couldn't understand.
For me, what happens is if I'm able to get the 0 with whatever team I'm normally playing, so in this case, if I'm playing Sparkle, it's like a Zila team or something like that. If I'm getting a 0 1 cycle, I typically don't do anything beyond that point because I'm already getting it. So in Clara's case, not getting that, I see where you're coming from. But that's the reason I didn't do it initially. It's because I don't, outside of the PvP tournament, I don't have to do that.
What do you mean you don't have to do that?
I get the clears without maxing them out. They do their job. Like if I were to do it with Acheron, I don't have E2. If I do it with the Acheron, I get the 0 to 1. If I do it with Yunli, I get the 0 to 1. If I do it with Fei Xiao, whenever she comes out, you know how I know that. But if I do it with Fei Xiao, I definitely get the 0. Like whatever so I'm doing.
Yeah. If you could have achieved a 0 cycle outside of this tournament with whatever setup you're running, it doesn't make sense for you to invest in, like, for example, the tracers, because you can already do it, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it doesn't make sense, but that's the reason that I'm not doing it. Because I'm already getting it anyway. Like, there's nothing higher than a 0.
Yeah, see, that's like, okay, see, okay, this is a very weird logical thinking. So you can do a 0 cycle outside. You know, you can already do a 0 cycle, which, by the way, a 0 cycle achieves nothing in honkaistarrail. It is literally just to flex. This is an actual tournament with potentially $5,000 on the line, and you could have done things within your means without sacrificing so much, literally just using a little bit of that extra stamina to at least improve the odds of you winning. And there's actually something on the line here instead of a arbitrary 0 cycle. And these are like tracers that were guaranteed damage upgrades. So whether or not you needed this or you didn't need this in a 0 cycle outside, it's irrelevant to in a tournament setting, because you're not putting everything all in. You are leaving things on the table where you could have done something otherwise to improve the outcomes. I'm not saying you're guaranteed a 0 cycle or 1 cycle, right? Who knew this could have happened? None of us knew that this guy would have like 1 HP left. Right? This is RNG. You can't control it. But things that are within your control are your Sparkle's ultimate, are your Silver's tracers, are your... I'm not even going to talk about Clara because, like I said, you don't want to invest, right? So it is what it is. But these are within your control. And you could have invested in it because you had so much stamina. So I couldn't understand why you didn't want to.
I really wish you were there during the build-up process. Because there was a lot that happened without you. Like, I guess while you were asleep. Because I did use my stamina. It just wasn't on this team. But I hear what you're saying.
Okay. But we did have time to prepare after the drafts were done, though. Like, for example, for myself, right? My Topaz, she wasn't even max traced. She had like level 9 ultimate skill and talent. Yeah, only after we drafted, then I locked in and invest because I know I'm going to be using Topaz in this tournament. So even if we did not know that this draft was going to take place, like maybe, you know, who knew who took Yun Li or didn't take Yun Li, but now that we already know this draft, you still had the time to go ahead and level up these tracers. I think what was it, ZMM, his Sambo was at unlevel, and then he just built him up because, like, you know, he had to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, you could have done it, basically.
Yeah, I don't think I just thought about that, like the 3 to 5 minute window after our draft.
You maxed out your...
So that's on me for just, I just didn't think about it. Yeah, that's on me then for just not thinking on it. That doesn't mean that I wasn't like locked in or I wanted to win. That's not what that means. But I'm definitely not thinking to do that thing when I didn't have to do it before.
This didn't have to do it before for like any of like a 0 cycles and Mirror Chaos. I really don't think there's any link in this specific matchup because, you know, this was like a single try. There was no resets. So wouldn't like it's kind of like, to me, it's like common sense. I would want to do everything in my power to improve the odds of getting as low of a cycle as possible. Like, I was kind of joking with you, right? Like, you know, pull for E2 Sparkle, that kind of stuff. But I was just saying, like, if I was in your position, I would have just pulled the E2 Sparkle just to improve my odds. Obviously, this was like a super extreme case of like logging in. So that's just me. But things like Tracers, which is like guaranteed damage upgrades, and you had like 4,000 stamina to do it. It doesn't matter if you know that you could do it outside of this tournament. What matters is this actual tournament itself, and you didn't do it. So yeah, that's why I'm a little bit upset.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it. You know, there's only so much I can repeat. It's the same thing that I just said.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I hope that you flex your Tracers next time. Yeah.
Debatable. Depends on what we get.
What do you mean?
There's certain characters I just don't like, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I guess if it depends on what it is for sure, though, because I don't want to draft it if I don't like it. Like if they were like, oh yeah, get Yukong, I'm like, fuck, bro, I don't want to play Yukong. That might be a hard sell. Or like Bailu. I'm gonna max out my Bailu, bro. I don't know if I want to do that.
I mean, I feel like if there's more on the table to, it's like a higher stakes situation, like this almost $10,000 tournament. I think.
Listen. Let's next time, right? Because something's gonna be on the banner, right? It'll probably like Robin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just forward me the money to get E1 Robin, and then take it out of the winnings, right? Because like we know that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna get E1 Robin, boom, I win. And then you just take that, like, oh yeah, I gave you 150 for the E1 here, to give you 150 back. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just future invest into the account before we do it, right? Because like Sparkle, E2 Sparkle, that's a lot, you know. Like, what is that maximum? $600. Man, I don't know if I got that. You know what I'm saying? But if you just advance a little bit, then we could manage that. You feel me?
I don't think this has anything to do with Idolins to win. I think we're just mainly speaking about traces, and you don't need like $150 to max out traces because you could have just done it by yourself. I'm just saying that
okay,
you're traces, yeah.
you're the joke is going over your head, man.
Oh, okay, my bad. Are you sure you were joking though? What if I actually did it for you? Would you have taken it?
Yeah, 100%, bro. I love money, but like that doesn't make it not a joke.
And there it is. So you're joking, not joking. It's only a joke until I actually give you the money to E2 something. Then it's not a joke. I'll take it.
Yeah, but then we'd still win, you know.
Okay.
Even without the traces, if I E2'd something like E2 Sparkle, that would have clean shot.
Okay, see, that confuses me, right? Why would you wanna potentially spend like $150, $200 for an E2 Sparkle when you could have literally just upgraded her ultimate to level 10 for free?
Hear me out,
you're
right?
literally leaving that on the table for free.
Listen. The
Listening?
Sparkle ultimate is already doing the ultimate. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
But the E2, it's already giving you the ultimate damage. Like her ultimate is gonna do the ultimate no matter what. But the E2, that's not in her kit yet. You get the defense shred. That's hot. You know, now I have a Sparkle that's giving my entire team defense shred. That's really hot, bro. Like that's a whole new Sparkle at that point. Obviously, I'd want that.
I'm not sure if I'm connecting here. So you don't want to level up Sparkle's ultimate because the ultimate is gonna do the same thing anyways because the ultimate is there. But you want an E2 Sparkle because there's defense shred and she changes everything. Therefore, you don't want to max the trace.
No. Forget the maxing traces part. We're focusing on why I would want the Eidolon more than the max trace. I want the Eidolon more because it does something different.
Okay, but it costs money to get Eidolons. It costs you nothing to max out a trace. I wish Eidolons dropped from the sky, but
yeah.
I mean, shit. I want an E2 facial for free, man. It'll hit me up, but like,
I don't know, bro. All we gotta do is get lucky. You know, I've been seeing some people, they be getting 10 pulls, double character, 1 10 pull, bro. We gotta get like that.
Okay, but it still doesn't change the fact that you're not willing to max out traces for a reason that I still don't really understand. Or especially
I didn't tell you I wasn't willing to do it for the tournament.
Okay,
I said I didn't think about it because I didn't think about it in the 3 to 5 minute window.
Okay.
We drafted, you left call. I sat there waiting for them to pull us in. 3 minutes later, like, yo, we gotta go. So we ran in there.
Maybe you
bro, Max, take your brain damage and then just get in the hospital, pull the plug, bro. Can I say that? I could say that, right? Because like that's not really, I didn't say the word.
Why did Max take say? I'm taking. Okay, first of all, I think chat's just gonna be. It's just chat's
gonna be chat, but I could definitely, and listen, I could combat chat. All right, I can go back and forth with chat.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
Did he really say that? Oh my god! Yes, I said it. Y'all act like y'all can just talk mad shit. No one's gonna talk shit back to you. What? Come on, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're free to do what you want, you know, cause like you're the one that's like a content creator.
I'm not mad at chat, but it's just weird. Like, why do people think talking shit doesn't equal talk? That's like when you were talking shit. I came in here and talked shit with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same shit.
Maybe because they are chat and you're the CC. There's like
no, bro. CC does not have immunity to not talking shit back.
Oh, I mean,
that's ridiculous.
It is definitely within our rights to talk shit back, but like, it doesn't really change anything. You get what I'm saying?
There's nothing to change.
There's a random name on the internet. You talking shit back to them, it's just to, you know, like a gotcha, you know, I talk shit back. So it doesn't really, it's not really like it doesn't change anything. So I think what is more like a main focus.
Excuse me.
It's just talking about the traces thing over here, because that's the whole reason.
There's nothing much to talk about on it.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like
but I'm still at this point, like, because you have mentioned to me, you brought this new interesting logic where I would want to get an E2 Sparkle instead of maxing out her trace because E2 Sparkle is cooler. it just doesn't make sense. I see it still does not make sense to me because traces are free and you have the resources. And you did mention that, you know, in the short span of time, you didn't think about maxing out her ultimate, right? You didn't think about maxing out all the traces and stuff. But shouldn't you have maxed out a unit's traces since like ages ago? Because that's literally like one of the most important thing as like
all
any
right,
guide
let's
maker.
okay, hold on. So let's run down the account. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's run down the account as to why I didn't do Sparkle and Silver. All right. Sparkle, I don't use Sparkle anymore unless I'm using Zila. And like I said, I get what I need out of those runs. So there was no point in me doing that at that time. Silver, I don't use anymore unless I'm absolutely forced to. And again, I get what I need within that time. I use May and I use Robin, who both have I don't think my Robin's, what is it, her skill or something like that isn't maxed out, but the other two are maxed out. And that's just because I haven't done it for Robin yet. Because they keep releasing characters back to back to back, and I keep pulling them and doing lazy stuff with it. May is maxed out completely. My DPSs, all of them that I use are maxed out. So like everything that I do max out has the priority. Anything that I don't use doesn't have priority. Sparkle is like the third or fourth Harmony unit that I use. Like Sparkle is not up there for me to be using all the time.
So basically like these units were units that you were not really using that much. And
correct.
In the times that you were actually using them, they basically fulfilled the content that you wanted to do out of them. Like for example, if you're using Stella with Sparkle and you manage to get a 0 cycle, then okay, I don't really need to max out this ultimate because I already did it. And it says I'm not gonna use them again. Why would I invest in them again? All right, that's like your.
No, see. Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes to your question outside of the tournament, but now because chat keeps mentioning the tournament, like I think they're deaf because we already talked about the tournament. We talked about it for a good whatever period of time. I don't know what it is that they think I'm supposed to say regarding the tournament. So let me ask you, what is it that you're trying to get me to say about the tournament so that I'm aware of what the fuck is going on?
What am I don't think I'm
lame. Why would I apologize? What the fuck? What am I? Hey man, my bad. I lost.
No. AO, just completely ignore chat because like they are just pretend to. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna hide this. I'm just gonna hide this on the stream. How do I? Let me come over here real quick. Yeah, just completely ignore chat. Just focus on. So like, first, I'm not trying to get you to say anything about the tournament because like what's done is already done, and I just felt that some things that were within your control could have been done that maybe probably would have improved our odds in what we both come to acknowledge is a pretty serious tournament that we're both locked in for.
Correct. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and for this specific tournament, your reasoning for not maxing out your Sparkle, Silverwolf, and Huo traces and all that kind of stuff is because you forgot. Like you didn't thought that within that 3 to 5 minutes of drafting, you needed to max out the units that you're gonna use in a tournament.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think it's just unfortunate then because you didn't think of the fact that you need to max out traces to improve your damage, and I don't think we could have changed much about anything there. But I guess because I was thinking you would have leveled up these units anyways, but you brought up this interesting perspective where I don't use these units anymore, so I don't want to invest in them. Therefore, their traces are kind of like at this point. So I just think that I find it quite hard to connect the dot where we are in this pretty big tournament and you know that you're using those units, but unfortunately you couldn't think of maxing out their traces within that span of 5 minutes, even if you didn't use them before. Because like you mentioned, right, if you know that if you don't use your Sparkle that much, okay, then you'll just leave it there, right? Because you're done. But now that you know you're gonna use a Sparkle, it somehow didn't occur to you to max out the traces, which is a little bit strange. So yeah.
This is why I ask questions before I do these things, and then I get told certain answers, and I just leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very I will double confirm something, especially when like I don't primarily use it, right? Because like you use Sparkle significantly more than I use Sparkle. So explaining you should max out her ultimate. Okay, cool. I'll do the ultimate thing because it ain't nothing but like a one-click thing, right? I had over 600 of the little tier thingies to just give a trace, but I used them on the other team we thought I was gonna get. So those tiers were gone. which is why all the stuff is there that you can see for the stamina. But yeah, it's easy to be like, okay, cool, max out the ultimate. All right, do them, done. And then we call it a day from there. But that wasn't, we weren't using her significantly for the prep time, so it wasn't in my head then. And then the crash course right before the tournament, all right, we might get Sparkle, let's do this, yada yada, this and that. And then we were, I know you weren't looking too much, but when we were in the call, I was getting the 2 to 3 with that Sparkle, and then Ting Yun was on the team instead of Silver, but I was still getting the 2 to 3 or whatever. It was consistently closer to a 2 than it was a 3. 3 was I didn't get hit, like they just didn't touch Claire at all.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Okay, I'm trying to, and I do kind of get like where you're coming from. Units that you don't use, you don't invest. Units that you use, you kind of went through the draft during the call with the goons, and they deemed that it was fine because you were consistently getting 2 to 3 cycles. That's why like you think it was not necessary since you could already get it. So why would you want to invest resources into tracers when you are already achieving similar results? Yeah, but like I think at the end of the day it's really just, to me it's just tracers, and you have 4,000 energy, and yeah, it was very easy to do, and it's something that I feel that it could have been done very long ago, especially, you know, as a content creator, you know, like we use a lot of different units for a lot of different time, and like one of like our go-to guide to like everyone is to, you know, just max out tracers, because it's free, it's easy, and like, it's guaranteed upgrades. So even if you didn't think of like maxing out tracers, it shouldn't even have been within the thought process of like, should I max out trace? The answer is always yes, because like it is just free upgrade, even if you don't need it. It's like kind of like, why would you want 40 crit value relics if you can do it? 35 is fine, 30 is fine, but it's just, you know, it's good. Whereas for tracers, in this case, it's literally free, guaranteed, and it will just make that unit stronger. So that was like my initial thought process about why you didn't manage tracers. But then I mean, at this point, after hearing a POV, basically you don't use Sparkle, and then during the tournament, you forgot that you need to max out tracers. Then I think it is what it is at this point, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it's okay, just for future reference, it's okay for you to like DM or call me and be like, yo, do this thing. Like this gives us the highest results of this. Okay. Do this thing. Yeah, okay. Like you don't have to feel like not intimidated. You don't have to be timid about it for like to not tell me to do a thing if we both want to win, right?
Okay,
like,
wait, Eo.
That's why
I didn't not tell you to not max your tracers, because I thought.
But you didn't tell me to do it either.
You know why? You know why? Because I thought it would be done. It's an automatic response. Why in the hell would my supports be a level 9 trace? I thought this was.
I just explained why, but yeah, like
exactly. So I assumed, right? Okay, so it's my fault that I assumed that you know to upgrade the tracers for supports and your sustain and your DPS because you want them to do the most damage. So I'm sorry that I thought that you know. So because you didn't know that so basically I didn't remind you. So and I couldn't have known that I didn't remind you because I expected you to know this.
Yeah. So what's funny, there's a podcast we did with Rihu. I think it was like episode 1 or 2, way back in the beginning of Starrail. And it's funny that you bring that up, or not the podcast, but you bring up the traces thing. I've always been gear over my traces, not because I don't understand that traces are guaranteed value. It's because I want the gear. Because the traces are guaranteed, the gear is RNG, which means I spend a bunch of time looking for the perfect set of gear before I go for max traces if I can. Obviously, I don't do that now. I get up to where I need to be, but it's just funny. It's significantly funny that you don't remember that's how I am. So I'm like, this is...
I completely don't remember that, because if I remember that, I would probably grill you even more, because you are potentially spending 10,000 stamina for a upgrade to your relics where you are guaranteed 1,000 stamina and you can just upgrade everything for like free damage. So that's a pretty interesting thought process that you had like long ago. But yeah. No, don't do that, EO. That's bad. Max your tracers now. Right, do it now. Tracers before.
There
relics.
You go.
There it is.
Yeah, you can tell me that. You can tell me that.
Yeah. Sorry that I didn't tell you that. It's my bad. Yeah.
Bro, Remix, you said, why are my Sparkle relics trash? Show me your win set Sparkle right now, bro.
You know what's funny? the relics actually didn't matter at all because even though you have the win set, the AV didn't change. So the only thing that mattered was literally the abilities and how much multiple.
No. Sparkle gave me, I think it's 3 or 4 turns on that first cycle.
There was no
We
way
had
that
to-
you get 4 turns on the first cycle.
With Sparkle?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we gave Ho-Oh the messenger set so that she gets the 12% speed boost. And then we
Okay.
popped that, I think, on her second turn. And then that jumps up Sparkle speed to 166 or 172, something like that. And then she
Okay.
gets the 4th turn at the very end after using her ultimate.
Okay,
Because her
so
ult is going to jump her up with the win set.
4 turns in 2 cycles then. So it's an effective 160 speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. But I think the main thing as to why we didn't have that damage at that 1 HP was, maybe.
Yeah,
it's because
that
the
hurt
cheeses
me
are not
too,
maxed
bro. I'm
out.
with you on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you on that one, man. I'm with you.
Yeah, dude, I think we're good, man. Any parting words?
No, that might be it, man. Now I know, right? The next
Yeah.
time we'll go
Yeah.
ahead and
upgrade
max
your
out.
tracers now.
Yeah, now.
Yeah. Next time we do a PvP
man.
again, I want to see all those tracers, right? My bad. I'm sorry I didn't check your tracers because I only checked your box, right? I assume you're gonna max your tracers, but that's my bad, right? I'll check your tracers next time if we do it again, right? So, yep.
Yeah, I should have just gave you my account and be like, yo, just run through it, do
And
this
there it
thing.
is. There it is. All right. Yo, thank you for calling, man. Take it easy.
No problem, big dog.
All right, bye.
Peace.